Yo, 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 it's your boy, Kevin Kinkle, and this is the Kevin Kinkle Podcast. I'm so glad to be with y'all. I'm going through a lot physically, mentally, and emotionally right now with what's going on with my injury. That's neither here nor there. Y'all aren't here to hear me talk about that, but that's why I've been away for a little while. I'm happy to be back. Tonight we'll be talking NFL, strictly NFL. I had a lot of stuff going on with my On the Come Up segment, fellas and females. Seasons are ending, seasons are beginning, and the playoffs are going on, so it's a blessing to see these young people at it. And I got a lot of stuff coming up for y'all for that. And it's just a blessing to be able to work with the kids that are scholar athletes that are excelling in and out the classroom, man. I'm just blessed to be able to watch their progress and see how they're moving, man. It brings me life. It brings me joy. And in a place where I'm in my life where I can't really move around too much, it's a joy to be able to follow up on them and watch them too. So that's just a blessing, man. But took this football. I haven't talked to y'all in a while. We had a whole slate of games that went on this weekend. We're going to talk about them. And then we're going to talk about the picks that me and my father made. After this week, it is 48-47. I'm beating my pop by 1. We started late in the season, but we are continuing to show our progress on who is going to be the one with the most wins when the season's over. So let's get into it. Last Thursday was the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Houston Texans. Eagles made short work of the Texans. They moved to 9-0, the only undefeated team in the league. Houston moves to 1-7-1. Pardon me, that's 8-0 for the Eagles. They had a bye. And the Houston is 1-7-1. Colts versus the Patriots. Patriots beat the Colts. They moved to 5-4. The Colts now 4-4-1. And they got rid of their coach. And Jeff Saturday is now their new coach. The Lions beat the Packers, which I predicted. Aaron Rodgers, it might be time to hang it up. Tom Brady made some moves to keep him still in the argument that he may still be able to play, but Aaron Rodgers is looking bad out there. He's blaming all the players. He's blaming everybody except himself. The Lions won that to get their second win. They moved to 2-6. Packers dropped to 3-6. The Chargers beat the Falcons. Chargers moved to 5-3. Falcons are 4-5. The Jets upset the Bills in a very good game. The Jets are showing that they're for real. They moved to 6-3. The Bills are now 6-2, and their quarterback is hurt, and it's not positive he's going to play this coming Sunday. So right now he's questionable, and it's Friday night. The game is Sunday, and they're playing the Minnesota Vikings, who beat the Washington Commanders convincingly. The Vikings moved to 7-1. The Commanders are now 4-5. So that Bills-Viking game is going to be big time. Can't wait for it. Bengals versus the Panthers. The Bengals moved to 5-4. Like I predicted, Joe Burrow and the crew, they doing a thing. Next, we have the Raiders versus the Jaguars. The Jags won 3-3. They're 3-6 now. The Raiders are 2-6. Trevor Lawrence did a great job with the Jaguars. The Raiders are just stinking it up too. The Dolphins, ever since they have Tua at the quarterback, whether it was the first 3 games that they won, then they went on a 3-game skid because they didn't have Tua. Last 3 games they had Tua. They are now 6-3, looking like one of the top 3 teams in the AFC. They beat the Bears, who fall to 3-6. The Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith have been talking about this brother since the beginning of the season. He is doing his thing. It's definitely a comeback year for him. It's looking like he may get the comeback player of the year if he continues to keep this up. Kyler Murray, not doing good. The Cardinals fall to 3-6. The Seahawks are 6-3. The Buccaneers, Tom Brady's last-minute heroics has them beating the Super Bowl champs at the end of the game. Bucks moved to 4-5. Rams are 3-5. Brady kept the people off his back for a little bit longer, providing the Buccaneers with a rare win. They were on a 3-game losing skid. The Titans are 5-3. They lost to the Chiefs, who are 6-2. The Chiefs are looking like the best team in the AFC, period, with the loss that the Bills took, I believe. We'll talk about the power rankings later, but the Chiefs beat out the Titans. They're the 2 people that are on the top of their divisions. The Ravens beat the Saints on Monday night. The 6-3 Ravens beat the 3-6 Saints. So the Ravens is looking tough for Lamar Jackson. They're up there in the power rankings too. So We're going to discuss those power rankings in a minute. With those games, my father has 47. I have 48. I'm looking good. I'm only up 1. We have a lot of differences coming up for this week. It's going to be crazy to see what happens. But here's the predictions for this coming week. We got the Atlanta versus Carolina game that already happened. We both picked Atlanta, but Carolina won. Baker Mayfield was a starting quarterback, but he got benched because he wasn't doing his thing. And I believe the backup quarterback, Paul White, was doing his thing. And they got the over Atlanta. Seattle at Tampa Bay. This is going to be a good game. Can Tom Brady get back another win and get back-to-back wins against Geno Smith, who is on fire right now with the Seattle Seahawks, who are 6-3. Then we have the Houston Texans at 1-6-1 at the New York Giants, who are also hot. The Giants are 6-2. It's at New York. We both picked the Giants and we both picked Seattle. I'm sorry that I didn't even mention that. Cleveland versus Miami. Cleveland is 3-5. Miami is 6-3. We're both picking Miami to continue their wins as long as quarterback Tua is in the game. Denver 3-5 at Tennessee 5-3. We both picked Tennessee to move to 6-3 over Denver. Detroit at Chicago. We both picked Chicago, and their young quarterback had a crazy game last week. I think he had the 8 rushes for over 10 yards, setting a record for how many rushes over 10 yards in a game. I think he passed Michael Vick. Good job, young fella. Kansas City, Jacksonville at Kansas City, 3-6 Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-2 Kansas City Chiefs. We both picked the Kansas City Chiefs. Minnesota at Buffalo. I picked Buffalo. My father is waiting to hear who is going to be quarterback for Buffalo. Is it going to be Jared Allen, or are they going to have their backup in? If their backup is in, he wants Minnesota. If the starter's in, he wants Buffalo. I understand. I'm picking Buffalo. Straight up. New Orleans at Pittsburgh. New Orleans is 3-6. Pittsburgh's 2-6. I picked New Orleans. My pop picked Pittsburgh. Indianapolis is 3-5-1, and Vegas is 2-6. I picked Indianapolis. Pop Dukes picked Vegas. Arizona is 3-6 at the Rams, 3-5. We both picked the Rams. Dallas 6-2 at Green Bay. Is this going to be a redeem game for Aaron Rodgers? I think not. They lose again. Dallas is 6-2 at Green Bay, 3-6. We both picked Dallas. Chargers 5-3 at San Fran. I picked San Fran because Christian McCaffrey's over there, Deebo Samuel's over there, Kittle's over there, Garoppolo's over there, and they have that new high-powered offense, and they will have their stuff together before seasons end. And I'm telling you, they may give my birds a competition when it's getting deep down into them playoffs at the end of the year. That's why Eagles need home field advantage, because San Fran does not want to come into Philly in that cold weather. That's neither here nor there, because we have a long ways to go before that. I'm just saying. I picked San Fran. My dad got the Chargers, who are on the come up. They're finally playing like they're supposed to play. Monday night game, 4-5 Washington Commanders at 8-0 Philly. I picked Philly. My pop picked Philly. We have 4 differences this week, so some headway can be made up for him and or I, who am in the lead. And now for the power rankings. My number 1 squad, 8-0, the Philadelphia Eagles. My number 2 squad, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3 squad, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings at 7-1. My number 4 squad, the Buffalo Bills, even though they just lost. And my number 5 squad, the New York Giants at 6-2. It's a lot of people that could occupy that number 5 spot. You got the Dallas Cowboys, who's 6-2. You got the Giants, who's 6-2. You got the Seahawks, who's 6-3. There's a lot of teams out there that are flirting. The Jets are 6-3. They just knocked off the Buffalo. Miami 6-3. So in that range of the 5, there's a lot of teams that could potentially be there. But that's about it. That's the power rankings. That's what happened last week. That's our predictions for this week. Thank y'all for spending time with me. I love y'all so much. I'm just so grateful to be able to do this, to be able to share with you guys. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I just want you to Pray for your friends and your loved ones. Make sure you talk to them. You have no idea what anybody could be going through. You have no idea what a reach out, a hug could do, a call, a kiss, a thank you, and I appreciate you, and I was thinking about you. Just all those things, man. Peace, love, and happiness. This is the Kevin Kinkle Podcast, NFL predictions, NFL wrap-up, and the power rankings. Peace.